Hi guys, and welcome to my house. My name is Sage, and in today's video, I wanted to share with you a recipe for a rich and hearty Albondigas soup. It's a meatball soup. First off, we're gonna add some beef broth. You can add chicken if you don't have beef, that's fine. I'm using the big box. And then I'm just gonna add a big box of water and some tomato sauce. If you don't have tomato sauce, you can add a tablespoon of tomato paste, that's fine. And then we're gonna put her on the boil. I'm putting this one on high for now. And the first thing I'm gonna do is grab my trash ball. I love my trash ball. It makes cleanup so easy. If you just put everything in there instead of on the counter or making a million trips to the trash, it makes life better. And we're gonna chop some vegetables. I have onion, tomato, garlic, potato, celery, cilantro, carrot, some rice that's gonna be added in there. And if you don't have regular tomato, you can use canned. So first off, I'm gonna dice my onion. And it's the first thing I put into the pot before I do all the other vegetables. I do this primarily because the lady who taught me how to make soup, she did this, but I'm sure if you added it all in at the same time, it would be fine too. And a quick tip for you guys, if you are chopping celery, if you turn it over so that the flatter part is on the bottom, it makes chopping it easier because it's more stable, so you get a better result from your chopping. And then I'm just going to keep chopping. I'm gonna do my tomatoes, my carrots, all of those vegetables. And I'm gonna take a minute to enjoy this storm that is howling up the mountain and shaking my windows. It is definitely a perfect day for soup. So on I go. Half of my cilantro is gonna be for my soup kettle and half of it's gonna go into our meatball mixture. And another quick tip for you guys is about garlic. If you are going to chop some garlic, if you place the thinner edge of the garlic clove towards you and you take your knife and you point the sharper edge away from you and you put the knife down onto that garlic clove and you put a little bit of pressure down, just enough to secure that garlic clove, and you hit away from you, not down because that'll cut you, but away from you, and you give it a quick smack, it's gonna smush that garlic clove a little bit, and that's gonna open up that jacket. And this is really helpful, especially if the garlic is really fresh and sticky. It just helps get that sticky jacket off. So it is also helpful because if you are going to chop some garlic instead of grate it, that smushed garlic gives the garlic clove a little bit better purchase onto the cutting board when you're going to go to chop it, and that just helps make it easier. My final tip about garlic today is about grating garlic. If your recipe calls for minced garlic or finely chopped garlic, I suggest that you use one of these planes. That makes it so much easier to get these little tiny pieces that are awesome in salad dressings or sauces. I'm grating 3 cloves of garlic for our meatball mixture. I think that when you're going to use garlic in a minced meat, I think it's good to mince the garlic because it just creates a more even distribution of flavor and nobody's going to bite into any big chunks of garlic. So then we're just going to dump all that into the pot, add it to the onions, and I'm gonna add some tomato bouillon to the pot. You can use beef bouillon or pork bouillon or chicken bouillon if you don't like the tomato taste. I think that if you're gonna use pork in your meat mixture, you should definitely put one of the meat bouillons into the pot. And I'm going to add curry. I'm using a mild curry here. It is definitely not a traditional spice in this dish, but I like it. I think it adds something to the background. It adds a depth of flavor that hits your taste buds. I just like it. So let's jump into the meatballs. I'm using 2 pounds of ground beef here. But if you want to kick it up a flavor notch, then you can add 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground sausage, just regular sausage, and it's really good like that too. So here I am just breaking up the meat. I'm just simply taking it and putting it into little tiny pieces. I'm not smushing it, I'm being very gentle with it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to add the spices next. And I want an even distribution on all of my meatballs with my spices. I don't want any meatballs to have too much of one flavor and other meatballs be really mild and bland. I want it all to be even. So I'm going to start off with the salt. I'm using half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using a whole teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of black pepper, a whole heaping tablespoon of cumin. It's the most important spice. If you use nothing else, use that. And those 3 grated garlic cloves. And we're gonna add the cilantro and about 2 tablespoons of rice. I'm using long grain rice. And then we're just going to mix it all together. I'm going to be very gentle when I first start this process. I don't want to smush the meat at all. I just want to get all of those ingredients all mixed around and evenly distributed over all of the surfaces of the meat. That way, all of the meatballs have the same flavor. So to make a meatball, I just simply pinch off about a tablespoon of meat and roll it into a ball. I like to make smaller meatballs. I think they're easier to eat that way. Some people make much larger meatballs. I think it just depends on family tradition or, you know, how big you like your meatballs. I think it's worth spending an extra minute at the stove and making tinier ones. Make sure you are evenly distributing the meatballs in the pot. You don't want to lump them up all in one spot or it can kind of break them. And then add your tablespoon of rice. Be really gentle when you're stirring the pot for about the first 30-35 minutes because the meatballs aren't set yet and they can just smush apart and you'll just totally break them. And then we're gonna set the timer. I'm setting it for an hour and a half. That's minimum for me for 2 pounds of meat. I think they'll be done, but 2 hours is better. It's a softer meatball. If you're going to only cook 1 pound of meat, you can use 45 minutes to get a done meatball, an hour, maybe an hour 20 for a softer meatball. If you want a brothier soup, you can add more water. Just keep an eye on it. And just let it boil away for a while until it gets to the softness level that you like. Today I'm going to be pairing it with some heated flour tortillas, but it's really good with corn tortillas too, or even quesadillas. My roommate's going to be eating his with rice, and I've even eaten it with buttered crackers. It's pretty good too. And there it is, albondigas. Definitely a rich and hearty soup. Certainly not an appetizer soup, that's for sure. So I hope you enjoy it. Go make it today. You're gonna love it. And if you liked my video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a new video, then go ahead and hit that little bell and you'll never miss anything. So do me a favor and hit that share button. It is the best opportunity, the best chance that I have for getting out there as a new YouTuber and letting people know that I exist and that I'm here. I have something to say. And join me on my other forums. I have a Facebook page, a channel here on YouTube, and an Instagram account. I am the organized country girl on all 3. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.